6:50 already, 10 minutes before 7 o'clock. The time is definitely moving along. We have to reach out and say good morning to some neighbors next door. Carla Williams Johnson is known as the CEO's Publicist, and she has been awarded Female Publicist of the Year by the International Network. Good morning and congratulations.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. I almost didn't make it, you all. I had I don't know, the gremlins were ready with me this morning. All the time I was ready, and then all of a sudden I don't know what happened.
Well, thank goodness you are here, and it's wonderful to have you with us. I don't even know how we managed to connect. Maybe through those same gremlins, you never know. But we've been able to connect, and somehow I'm on your stream of information that you send out, and I got wind that you received this award. So tell us more about it, because applications were invited from across the globe.
Yes, it is actually a company out of the UK called AI Global, and the name of their magazine is CEO Monthly. And they created the Female Awards of the Year because what they wanted to do was celebrate women CEOs from across the globe. Because as we all know, women are dealing with a lot, a little bit more than our male counterparts. And they wanted to celebrate women from across the world and basically showcase all the things that they've done and the progress that they've made and the people that they've helped from different industries from around the world.
So tell me about how you felt when you received word that you had in fact won.
Well, first of all, I thought they sent it to the wrong person. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. I was like, what? I won an award? That's not true, right? And then they actually sent me the official press release and the documentation. I actually have my award coming in the mail at some point. And I was like, oh my God, of all the people in all the world, they chose me to be Publicist of the Year, and that actually felt so incredible. I can't even put it into words. Not just for me as a Black woman, as a woman of color from the Caribbean, but also for all my Caribbean ladies out there who are trying to push themselves through, who are putting themselves out there. I feel like this is a win for the region.
And I know that a lot of your work focuses on helping female entrepreneurs across the region. You want to have them seen and heard, not only here in the region, but certainly globally. So talk to us about your work.
Well, what I do, as you quite rightfully mentioned, is that I am on a mission to help showcase my Caribbean people across the globe. I always feel like even if we're from the Caribbean, we should not be kept back by our borders, whether physically or mentally. So I am on a mission to help people get seen, get heard, and paid globally. My clients have been seen in publications like Forbes, Huffington Post. Very recently, I realized that I was picked up by CBS and Fox. These are the places that I get my people into because I believe that people in the Caribbean have a lot to share, and the world needs to know what it is that you have to offer because we're doing all the work, right? We're working so hard. We're putting ourselves out there. We need to be recognized for it.
Absolutely. I know that you also mentioned that a lot of Caribbean people don't necessarily feel like they belong on the global stage. Why do you think this is, and how can we change this mindset?
I think a lot of us think because we're from the Caribbean, we've been told so long, it's a third world country. Right here in Trinidad, we have a mantra where people say, oh, Trinidad is not a real place. And we internalize that as a real thing. And for that reason, we are afraid to, put ourselves out there and, be a small fish in a big pond, as they say. But I think that has to change. There's a lot of talent here. A lot of really good talent that could go toe to toe with any international person, company, conglomerate, you name it. What I need is for the world to see and hear us. Let us be seen as somebody, a force to be reckoned with. Not because we're from a third world country or a part of the region that very few know about, that we must be kept back. I feel like we need to be pushed forward, and I feel as if it's my job to get people out there as much as possible.
Well, don't feel too badly because there are quite a few episodes of Barbados is not a real place either.
Oh my God!
Online, so we can absolutely tell you about that.
I absolutely hate that statement. Every time I hear somebody say Trinidad is not a real place, I correct them one time. It's like, listen, we have a lot going for us. You need to behave.
I mean, even with that term, I think a lot of the times it's about people kind of highlighting a lot of the things that are authentically Barbadian or Trinidadian or Caribbean. And because you wouldn't necessarily see these things in other parts of the world, they think that's why they say, okay, Trinidad is not a real place. I've seen the episodes as well, the posts online and so on. So how do we kind of strike the balance? Because in mainstream areas across the world, most certainly in mainstream media, a lot of the times they want to water down what we are bringing. But we want to say we want to stay authentic to who we are. We want to stay authentically Caribbean. How do we, penetrate those markets but stay true to who we are?
I think the goal is for us to accept who we are and embrace what makes us different. People are amazed when I go out there and they see me like drinking coconut water around the savannah, just taking a trip to the beach is like what 25, 30 minutes away. Like people love those things. And those are the things that people just gravitate to. And I think once we accept that we're different, once we accept that we're unique, once we accept that we live in a place that people only dream of, once we accept that where what we experience every day is actually on somebody else's bucket list, right? I think that's where the change happens. You have to embrace what makes you unique and you have to push that forward. So all this, oh, we're not a real place, that has to stop. It really does, because once we embrace the things that make us unique, that will bring the right people to us, and then we feel confident in ourselves to showcase who we are, because we don't have to pretend anymore. We just have to be us.
Again, congratulations to you, our Caribbean neighbor, Publicist of the Year by International Network. Keep on keeping on and do continue to share with us.
Thank you so much for having me, and good morning to everyone who's watching.
Thank you. It's just about 3 minutes to go before 7 o'clock. We're going to update you on the news at the top of the hour and then share more on Morning Barbados. Do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.